Kumusta po kayo? Ako po si Jay, taga Metro Manila po ako dito sa Pilipinas. What am I saying? Find out. Kumusta po kayo? My name is Jay. I'm a Filipino and I call Metro Manila in the Philippines my home. In the last video, we talked about how to greet in Tagalog. We have learned to greet with Kumusta, not Kamusta. That's wrong. We have learned to say Kumusta in the singular and plural form and also in the polite form. Let us review. If you wish to greet someone younger or someone within your age group or friends or acquaintances, you can say Kumusta, Kumusta, or Kumusta ka. Ka being the singular form of the personal pronoun you. For plural familiar, greeting a group of people younger or within your age group, you can also say Kumusta or Kumusta kayo. Kayo being the plural form of the personal pronoun you. Now, if you are greeting someone older than you or someone of a higher position, even if that person is a bit younger or within your age group, or greeting a mixed group of people with someone slightly older or someone with a higher position, you should say Kumusta po or Kumusta po kayo. Kayo being the plural form of the personal pronoun you. Or if you really want to be polite, you can say Kumusta po sila. Sila being the plural form of the personal pronoun they. It is like saying, how are they doing? We also talked about how to greet people depending on the time of the day. Like, during umaga, we greet people by saying magandang umaga. To be polite, we say magandang umaga po. During tanghali, we say magandang tanghali. The polite form is magandang tanghali po. During hapon, we say magandang hapon. If we want to be polite, we say magandang hapon po. During gabi, we say magandang gabi, and the polite form is magandang gabi po. If you have missed this video, please do check it out. I am putting a link in the description down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to please subscribe and click on the bell button so you won't miss any video that I will be coming out regularly. In this video, we are going to be continuing our discussion on greetings in Tagalog. So, tara na, magsimula na tayo. Let us begin with how to ask someone's name and how to respond to that question. For singular familiar, we say, ano ang pangalan mo? Ang is a case marker at the beginning of a common noun. The case marker for proper nouns is si. We will talk about that extensively in another video. The word mo is the personal pronoun your. You can also say, anong pangalan mo? To make the speech more fluid, you connect ano with ang into anong. The plural familiar form is, ano ang mga pangalan ninyo? Mga is the plural marker. In Tagalog, to tell if a noun is plural, you add mga at the beginning. Ninyo is the plural form of your. Again, you can contract ano and ang into anong. In this case, you can also ask the question, anong mga pangalan ninyo? For polite, both for singular and plural, you can ask this question, ano po ang pangalan ninyo? You add the honorific po after ano. Here, we use the plural ninyo and not the singular mo. It is a sign of respect. Or you can ask this question, ano po ang pangalan nila? Here, we use the third person plural nila. This is the more polite form. Or you can contract po and ang and you come out with, ano pong pangalan ninyo? Or, ano pong pangalan nila? Here, again, po is combined with the case marker ang to form pong. It is to make the speech more fluid. You respond this way. For familiar, you can say, ang pangalan ko ay si Peter. Ang is the case marker for common nouns. In this case, the common noun is the word pangalan. So, ang sits before the common noun pangalan. Si is the case marker for proper nouns. In this case, the proper noun is Peter. So, si sits before the proper noun Peter. Nouns in Tagalog cannot stand alone. It needs a case marker. We will deep dive into this topic in succeeding videos. The word I is a copula that corresponds to is in English. The polite form response would be, ang pangalan ko po ay si Peter. Again, the honorific po is placed after the noun pangalan. Or, you can respond this way. Ako si Peter. Again, the word si here is the case marker for proper nouns. You can also say, ako nga pala si Peter. Or, by the way, I am Peter. The polite form would be, ako po si Peter. Again, we see again the honorific po in the sentence. You can also say, ako nga po pala si Peter. Now, if you are part of a group of 2 or more persons, you can say, ako si Peter, siya si Ann. Or, siya naman si Ann. Naman means also. The context here is that you have just introduced yourself and now you are also introducing Ann. To be polite, you can say, ako po si Peter. Siya po si Ann. Or, siya naman po si Ann. Si does not correspond directly as is in English. You might be wondering why this word is pronounced siya. We've covered that heavily in another video when I talked about how to pronounce Tagalog syllables. Yes, you may pronounce it as siya, but in everyday speech, it is pronounced as siya. You may be asked, or you can ask these questions. For singular familiar, the question is, taga saan ka? Ka is the singular form of you. For plural familiar, the question is, taga saan kayo? Kayo being the plural form of the personal pronoun you. To be polite, the question is, taga saan po kayo? The plural form of the personal pronoun you is used to be polite. Again, you see the po between saan and kayo. Or, you may ask the question, taga saan po sila? Here, we use sila, which is the plural form of they. You may respond this way. If you are a single speaker, you can respond in the familiar form this way. Taga-Amerika ako. To be polite, you can say, taga-Amerika po ako. If you are a speaker in a group of 2 or more persons, you can say, taga-Amerika kami. We are from America. Or you can say, taga-Amerika ako, taga-Australia siya. To be polite, you can say, taga-Amerika po kami. Or, taga-Amerika po ako, taga-Australia po siya. Did you notice that the Tagalog sentence structure does not correspond to the English structure in these examples? We will focus on the Tagalog sentence structure in the next couple of videos because the Tagalog sentence structure is a huge topic, I promise. But for now, let's move on to the topic at hand. You may be asked, saan ka nakatira sa Amerika? Where do you live in America? Which you can respond this way. So if you're a single speaker, you can respond by saying, nakatira ako sa New York. If you want to be polite, you can say, nakatira po ako sa New York. If you are a speaker in a group of 2 or more persons, you can say, nakatira kami sa New York. Again, kami is the equivalent of the personal pronoun we in English. Or you can say, nakatira ako sa New York, nakatira siya sa Sydney. To be polite, you can say, nakatira po kami sa New York, or nakatira po ako sa New York, nakatira po siya sa Sydney. Notice that the verb nakatira comes before the personal pronoun ako, which is the reverse in English where I comes before the verb to live. We are going to be talking about that extensively when we talk about the Filipino sentence structure. Now, let's say you want to end the conversation and you wish to excuse yourself. You can say, for familiar form, you can say, mawalang galang. This is how you say excuse me in Tagalog. To be polite, you say mawalang galang po. It is literally asking permission to be disrespectful. Sadly, this is no longer common, at least in Metro Manila. You will probably hear this in other Tagalog-speaking provinces. In everyday speech, we just say, excuse me, and yes, that's English. If you are going to leave, you can try this. For singular familiar, you can say, iwanan muna kita. I will leave you first. That's the literal translation. Here, we use kita, which is the me to you pronoun. Or you can say, mauuna na ako sa iyo. Or literally, I will go ahead of you. For plural familiar, you can say, iwanan ko muna kayo. Kayo being the equivalent of you in the plural form. Or you can say, mauuna na ako sa inyo. I will go ahead of you in the plural form. To be polite, you can say, iwanan ko po muna kayo. Or, the more polite version would be, iwanan ko po muna sila. Or you can say, mauuna na po ako sa inyo. Or mauuna na po ako sa kanila. Or you can say, tutuloy na ako. Literally meaning, I will proceed. Or you can still say, tutuloy na ako. Or simply, tutuloy na po ako. I know I am introducing some seemingly conflicting words like kita, sila, kayo, inyo, kanila. These are different personal pronouns, and I will be tackling them in succeeding videos, I promise. But for now, let us focus on the subject at hand. Ituloy natin. If you wish to see your new friend again, you can say, hanggang sa susunod na pagkikita, which literally means until the next time we see each other again. Or just hanggang sa susunod. Literally means until next, then it stops, because the act of seeing each other again is already implied. It is already in the context. Or you can say, hanggang sa muling pagkikita, which means until we see each other again. To be polite, you can say, hanggang sa susunod na pagkikita po. Or just, hanggang sa susunod po. Or you can say, hanggang sa muli po. We have just covered a number of concepts just by talking about Tagalog greetings. The different personal pronouns keep cropping up and you saw a little bit of how the Tagalog sentence structure is kind of different from that of English. We will definitely talk more about those in succeeding videos. And if you have tuned in up to this part, I would like to thank you in Tagalog. Salamat po. I hope to see you again next time. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the bell button so you won't miss any video I will be coming out regularly. So, hanggang sa susunod.